First Take. We continue our divisional takes this week, and today we're talking the NFC North. Gentlemen, looking at the quarterbacks, Canty, I'll start with you. Who do you think will be the better NFC North quarterback? Is it Jordan Love or Jared Goff?
I think it'll be Jared Goff, and people predicting the demise of the Detroit Lions is a little bit premature. I understand the exodus when it comes to their coaching staff. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson both going on to be head coaches. I also understand leaves a little bit of a leadership vacuum, but they have plenty of veterans that are ready to step into those voids. And quite frankly, their coaching staff embodies Dan Campbell. You got a half dozen former players that are currently on that coaching staff. Kelvin Shepard is ready for the moment to be their defensive coordinator. We'll see how John Morton works out, but there is a little bit of experience when it comes to Dan Campbell being able to work with him. So I just think that when you look at what the Detroit Lions are bringing to the party in terms of the overall roster composition, the physicality that they play with, they are equipped to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles. And make no mistake, in the NFC, that is the bar to clear. I think Jared Goff has shown us enough over the last 3 years to be able to have faith in what he will continue to do in Detroit. Fun fact, the Detroit Lions haven't had 3 straight winning seasons since '95. That's 30 years ago. And Jared Goff is the catalyst for them being able to get that done along with Dan Campbell. So I think Jared Goff will have the better year.
Mike T?
I like Jared Goff, but I love Love. And let me tell you why. They have so many.
I love Love too.
Right? We can like Jared and love Jordan.
I was just talking about Love in general, but Jordan Love too.
Look, they have so many good receivers. When you think about coming back, Dontavius Wicks, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, on and on and on. But they went out and they drafted the best wide receiver in the draft, in my opinion, in Matthew Golden, who plays to his time speed, has incredible hands, and a great route runner. And Chris, you're talking about brain drain in Detroit. I'm talking about continuity with Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. If we were starting a team, guys, if the 4 of us were starting an NFL team, I don't know if there's a better looking quarterback from a physical prototype, athletic type than Jordan Love. He had 11 interceptions last year. If we could clean up 2 or 3 throws, increase the completion percentage, we could be talking about an MVP this season in Jordan Love.
Stephen A?
I don't know what's wrong with Mike T sometimes. I really, really don't. The answer to this question is Goff. The answer to this question is Goff. I mean, when you look at what he's done, you know, the 37 touchdowns that he reduced last year, I can't say enough about the job that he did. I understand that he wasn't good in the playoffs. He was awful. No doubt about that. And he got to be called to the carpet for that. But last year, let's think about this. Completions, he ranked second. Passing yards, he ranked second. Yards for 8.6 yards per attempt, he ranked second. 37 touchdown passes, he ranked fourth. 111.8 passer rating, he ranked second. And think about this. When we look at Detroit, let's not forget, y'all, that they had about 13 dudes injured on the defensive side of the ball come playoff time. I mean, they had a whole bunch of dudes that were out. They were completely decimated. What was Jordan Love's excuse? He didn't look anything like himself against the Eagles with those 3 interceptions in the playoffs. Obviously, it's the Eagles that we're talking about, and I get that part. But we also got to remember that weeks 11 through 15, where he was exceptional with like a 107 passer rating, over the last 4 weeks of the year, it dropped to 92. He tailed off. What's the issue with him? Consistency or lack thereof. Nobody questions Jordan Love's talent. He's succeeding. Aaron Rodgers, crying out loud. Yeah, Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. From a talent perspective, nobody's throwing shade on that because the brother can play. But there are times where we expected that greatness, Mike T, to show up. And Jordan Love didn't provide it. He didn't produce it. And that's the kind of thing that we're paying attention to when we're looking at him now. Jared Goff has shown more consistency than Jordan Love has. And that's the difference with this.
Yeah, what's fun about this conversation is that's ancient history. I'm projecting forward. And Chris, you'll appreciate this as a defensive player. One of the things about Jordan Love and this Green Bay offense is we don't talk enough about their tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave. They could go out there in 12 personnel now with someone like Matthew Golden, who's the fastest player in the draft this past year. They could run it again with Josh Jacobs, and now they can throw it over your head. Something that Jordan Love has the ability to do. Again, I like Jared Goff. I just think, again, if the 4 of us were building a team, we would say that Jordan Love gives us the best chance to win over the next 10 years, and I love his trajectory.
Yeah, I don't
100%.
think.
If we're building a team, but that's a little bit of a different question.
Yes,
You're-
exactly.
You're
yes,
manipulating
yes,
it,
exactly.
Jared.
We're not
Being
doing
very
that.
evasive.
We're saying
I
who's gonna have the better
shoulders.
season. We're saying who's gonna have the better
Jordan, I
season.
got you, buddy. I got you,
It's a
Jordan.
10-year span
Exactly.
versus the 2025 football season.
Thank you, Molly.
And I'm going to take Matthew Golden and everybody else that I just talked about, Molly, and we are going to go far in the playoffs, further than the Detroit Lions.
Molly, you see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's trying to thread that nuanced needle when it comes to this conversation. But I ain't going to let you do it. Listen, we're not arguing who has more horsepower as a quarterback from a physical talent standpoint. It's who will have the better season. You brought up tight ends and the guys in Green Bay. Well, they ain't got a guy on their roster that's better than Sam Laporte. They just don't. When it comes to the receiver tandem that Jared Goff has to work with, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Green Bay Packers don't have a better tandem. When it comes to a quarterback being able to put together a full season, I've seen Jared Goff do it year over year. I have yet to see it from Jordan Love. He'll put together a stretch of 6 or 7 games where he looks like the best quarterback in the NFL. But then he'll also have 6 or 7 games that leave you scratching your head and wondering whether or not the guy is the future. So when it comes to my confidence level in their individual productivity and having that translate to team success, I got to give the nod to Jared Goff.
CC, you're right, but you still missed the boat. This was a prime opportunity to call out Mike T, and you missed it. Here's how you answer this question based off of what Mike T said. Mike T is on national television. Cameras rolling. First takes everywhere, okay? Everywhere. We're not just nationally, we're global, okay? We're all over the place, okay? They're watching us everywhere. And Mike T is on this set, on camera, saying, we're not talking about what they've done, we're projecting, as if he hasn't spent a career judging folks on what they've done, not just projecting. Mike T is trying to convince America he's only looking forward. He's not looking backward. When his profession requires him to look back at what the hell you did to decipher whether or not you're worth the investment moving forward. That's what he did, CC, and you let him. You let him do it. No, you're not getting away with that, Mike T. It's not happening. It's not happening.
You know I always have your back, but when you tried to drop the 10 years, we're building a team.
Come on, Mr. T.
Jordan, hang in there. We're going to go far. I got you, buddy.
I love Jordan Love. I believe in him, but it's
We
a different
love love, don't we?
conversation. We love love.
Love
We
love.
do. Tomorrow,
Love
we
love.
dive into the NFC South as our divisional take series continues. Who is best positioned to dethrone Baker and the Bucks? Don't miss that. Tomorrow, right here on First Take. Do any
to go up and draft him was because they felt they were getting a player who, in the words of GM James Gladstone, when I talked to him yesterday, changes the math. It really gives you an extra player. So the extent to which they play him on offense or defense in a particular game, I think could depend on a lot of different things. Their own health situation, the potential, the matchup against the opponent. You may need an extra cornerback in a certain week against a certain team, and you might need extra wide receiver in a certain week too. So they're working him on both sides. He was defense only when I was there yesterday. He got his hands on a couple of balls, and he's been great on defense. Liam Cohen, their head coach, said, you know, he has a presence out there. He said, I'm not comparing him to this guy yet, but his presence when you see him in coverage reminds him a little bit of Jalen Ramsey in terms of just sort of how he